I think in today's game, we set up properly. We knew that Gor Mahia have the game momentum because they are sitting at position 3 in the Kenya Premier League. Of course, us against City Stars, we had a stepping which is called a catapult. So that game against City Stars was pushing us to position 4 because at that moment we had a very strong goal difference. So of course City Stars, they get away with the win, but you see our momentum was broken at that moment because we were 5 matches not losing the game. So of course we are coming from a loss. We realized Gor Mahia had the game momentum, so we realized that the spaces that they want to use. So I think my players control it properly. But I think in the first half we had clear-cut chances. 3 of my players inside the box, they take 1 touch and you have at least 4 seconds. You have to get the composure. This is what I'm talking about. Take a control of the ball because unless you are calm in the box, you can never have a score. This is the problem that I have in my team, which I have to fix it. In the previous game, we have been scoring. You see, today against Gor Mahia, I had a sitter in the first half. The reality was, I wanted to control the game in the first half. I wanted to get something in the first half. So, of course, in the second half, we could only manage Gor Mahia. This was the reality. But it was a tight game in equal measures, just like what I predicted. Us and against Gor Mahia, it's always very difficult. There will be minimal chances. You could see what was happening. In the second half, you see Gor Mahia was creating, they're getting inroads in our area. But my players were too tall in the situations. I think we had a stronger first half more than Gor Mahia. But in the second half, Gor Mahia had the same situation. They were stronger in the second half. So for me, it was a given. If you look at this situation, whoever who had taken the chance could have won the match. Look at the history. Our games against Gor Mahia is always 1-0 or 2-1 or 1-1. It's a concept. This is the development of the game. If you look at the way the game was played, as a coach, I'm happy about it. Equal sides. In terms of the chances, not satisfied. Our players have to do more. This is what you are coming to see. This is what our fans want to see. That you have composure in the penalty area and you try to finish. So this is what the players have to do it. They need to have the individual brilliance. So for me as a coach, it's just to continue to develop the confidence of my players and composure in the next game. But for now, I give them kudos in terms of how they played, but in terms of finishing, not enough for me.
Do I think both teams would look at it and say parts of the game they played very well. For us, I think we did a lot of really good things. Our game strategy, in essence, we sort of where we thought the spaces would be in the Sofapaka sort of game plan was where they were. You saw the likes of Austin especially getting a lot of space in behind the Sofapaka midfield because there was quite a big gap between that and the defence. And so we got into a lot of dangerous positions, but ultimately, you can play all the pretty football you want in the world and get into that final third, but we didn't do enough to win the game. We created some chances, and on another day maybe one of them do go in, but we definitely didn't do enough to win the game. On the other side, I'm sure Sofapaka are saying that they played a very good counter-attack game. They sat in a low block, sort of 5-4-1 for a lot of the game. They denied spaces. Yes, we got in behind the midfield, but then the spaces around the penalty box, they denied very well and made it very difficult for our boys to create chances. So, I think Sofapaka played a really good game, and even they could have caught us in the counter-attack a couple of times, but we had a lot of the ball, we played some nice football, we created some chances, but ultimately football's not about passing and step overs and those type of things. It's about putting the ball in the net. I think a draw is probably a fair result because, like I said, I think they played well, I think we played well, and neither team maybe did enough to win it. I do think it should have been a penalty in the 91st minute. I think when Austin goes through, he does a nice step over, the player doesn't win the ball, and yeah, I think it's a penalty. It's not a bad tackle, but it's a foul. But maybe you're in the 91st, 92nd minute. You don't, when both teams have worked so hard. Maybe the referee didn't see it, but that's what it is. But the golden rule in football: if you want to be successful, if you can't win the game, make sure you don't lose it. And it's another point towards our collection this season, and we move on to Vihiga in a few days' time. No, I just think you got to remember every team poses different challenges, and so we knew that Sofapaka were likely to sit in a low block. We knew that. And we also identified that space between the midfield and the defensive line. So the idea of having someone like Masharia, George, Blackberry and Austin getting into those spaces, and we did get into those spaces. Obviously last week we had Boniface Omondi and Lloyd Kavuchi playing, but in a sense they're maybe players for when teams push a bit higher and leave space in behind because they're runners. So you've got to pick players for the opponents. And look, like I said, I think we played well today. We just didn't have that final touch, and you have days like this.
Coach, we've seen you select a lot of Austria there. What is it in him you see that you like?
Well, look, I think you say that, but I think if you look back to the first sort of 3-4 games of the season, he didn't get a single minute. So when I first came in, obviously Austin is an incredibly talented footballer, but maybe in the past coaches haven't been tough enough on him out of possession, because it's really easy to get mesmerised by the skill and the talent when he has the ball. But what we needed before he could become a regular was the work out of possession, the pressing, the defensive work, and I think he's upped his game there. So he's more of he plays both sides of the ball. So he's doing well. He had a good game today, and yeah. But look, like I said, he has to keep up. All the players know they've got to keep up the performances if they want to play.
Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Wilson Raburu from All Time Sports at these studios, and I have amazing news for you guys. The banter is back to full effect. Make sure you subscribe to our new channel, that's All Time Sports ATS. Whether you are from Chelsea and your coach is not Ten Hag but you are hugging the 10th position, or maybe you are the chosen one like Arsenal on the top of the league, or maybe you are the third wheel of the league like Manchester United, make sure you subscribe to our channel at All Time Sports ATS, and also follow us on all our social media platforms at All Time Sports ATS and FE Studios. Thank you, and we are back, baby.